Good evening and welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Alex. Lord, a lot to unwrap about Sunday's Falcons contest. It was an overtime loss for the second week in a row in which Michael Penix never saw the ball. And that's very disappointing because if there's one glaring positive about not just this season, about the entire damn thing, it is Michael Penix Jr. The Falcons look to have found their next franchise quarterback from the arm, from the accuracy, from the ability to push the ball downfield, from the ability to unlock the full potential of Bijan Robinson, 170 rushing yards yesterday, and Drake London, 187 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns to unlock their potential. There's absolutely nothing that you can really ask for from a quarterback who is only making his third career start. I mean, the last 5 quarters of quarterback play from the Atlanta Falcons with Michael Penix Jr. under center is the best quarterback play we've seen under center and the best talent display we may have ever seen in franchise history. And that includes Matt Ryan. I mean, the stuff that he does, some of these balls he's completing down the field, especially that first one in the first quarter to Katero Watts, that's a throw nobody else is trying except for Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Trust in his arm.
Like, those are throws, but to have that much trust and also not really put the ball in harm's way. He knows where to spot it to where it's like, okay, if it doesn't make the play, it's going out of bounds. Like, he seems to hit his receivers, like interceptable balls through 3 weeks, maybe one. And that was because the receiver didn't run the right route. The other 2 interceptions that he threw were right on the receiver's hands. Definitely not Michael Penix's spot. So to have that kind of accuracy, ability to push the ball downfield and not put the ball in harm's way, it's absolutely astounding for a guy who's literally made 3 starts in his NFL career.
We're going to spend plenty of time being negative, and there's plenty of reason to be. The one glimmering, it's a beacon of hope. And in this sport, when you have a franchise quarterback, the rest matters when you're talking about a Super Bowl. But in terms of hope, we've got it. We've got it in Atlanta. Whatever it is, Michael Penix has it. When you're talking about a franchise quarterback, there's no more questioning whether this offseason is going to be it. What are we going to do as far as draft, trade, free agent? It's all done. All of our focus can now be put to other areas, to making the other around him as best as possible. We have our guy. It's that simple. And I've seen plenty. And I said it on Twitter, and I will continue to say this, that he has the most talented arm this organization has ever seen. That's not to say he's the best quarterback. Obviously, Matt Ryan is. There's a difference between arm talent and success/production. Michael Vick might have a couple of miles per hour on his fastball, but even then, Michael Vick never had the kind of touch that Michael Penix has. And Matt Ryan couldn't even sniff Michael Penix jockstrap from a miles per hour standpoint of fitting balls into tight windows. And obviously, I don't want to disparage Steve Bartkowski or anything. I'm just trying to praise Michael Penix. Like, I'm not trying to put those guys down. I'm just trying to explain this guy from a physical standpoint ran in a touchdown there, something we haven't seen. Kirk Cousins couldn't even get out of the pocket. He's got all of it. Now, obviously, playing quarterback's a lot more than just being able to throw 100 miles per hour fastball, but I mean, he's pretty much he's checking boxes as we go, where it's like, well, he was a little sporadic at the beginning of that game, but he settled down, started making throws. Near the end of the game, he's got the poise. You saw it in the Commanders game, in those gotta-have-it moments. The defense knows. The entire world knows you're passing the ball. You got to get some points here. Gotta have it. Shows up big. Yeah. He keeps checking off here we are. Can he do this? And then he keeps answering them. I mean, in spades, too. It's not even like, he's answering these questions emphatically.
No, we say it all the time. The quarterback is probably 10% physical, 90% mental, right? And he's shown off the physical aspect before the entire draft. But, then you see the accuracy on these downfield balls, the confidence that he shows on these throws with that accuracy, and then the poise in those big moments. And then on top of that, the little things that you're seeing, the fact that he's not putting the balls in harm's way, that, like I said, the checks that he's making for protection, the ability to stay on time. Yeah. And, there were a couple times where the clock was running down. He's audibling down to the last second, and then boom, here we go. We're getting the playoff. We're not taking a penalty there. These are all things that you have worries about that are big issues in the big picture with young quarterbacks, and he's doing all of them perfectly through just 3 starts. I mean, like, the physical thing is the stuff that is eye-popping. You're like, holy hell. But everything else is just as impressive, if not more impressive. And that's why when we're talking about through 3 games, and we're the most critical people of this organization, and we're not going to be the first people that are going to say, oh, this guy's going to the Hall of Fame, or this guy's going to be the franchise signal caller. We're both sitting up here. We're both watching this game yesterday, text back like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally was jaw-dropping stuff that you were seeing, and everything was done well. And I know the Panthers don't have a great defense, but it's good enough not to do that.